Alright, the first video of a new channel, and I gotta make sure it makes a good first impression on you guys. It's just so hard with so many video game content creators out there. So many people just want to spout their opinions about every video game in existence. And why is that? Why are we, as gamers, so darn critical about video games? Since the literal inception of video games, people have wanted to make their opinions about them. Oh, I don't want to play Mortal Kombat. I'm a Street Fighter kind of guy. N64, PlayStation's where it's at. I'm more of a Pac-Man guy. Donkey Kong's not my thing. Then there's the whole slew of mainstream publications like magazines and gaming websites. Then you got those average Joes making video game reviews on the internet, like YouTube. And here I am doing the same thing, cause we're all just so into video games. I'm Kevin BlazikenMan Johnston, and welcome to my channel, where I pose tough gaming questions and try to bring light to both sides of the argument. In the end, I'll give you my opinion on the matter, and maybe I can even get some of you to agree with me. If you disagree with me, that's totally cool because I love arguing with people about it. The question I want to pose to you guys today is, why are we so critical about video games? Well, let's first look at why so many publications like IGN, GameSpot, and Metacritic exist. Why are there so many mainstream places to get your gaming information from? Well, to the economist, it's quite simple. It's supply and demand. People out there want opinions of video games. Keep in mind, the average video game is about $60 retail, and that is a lot of money compared to other media such as movies or books. With games costing so much money, we have to be sure, as consumers, that we're getting our money's worth. But why can't there just be one place to get all of our video game reviews? Well, outside of us having different tastes in publications, game developers demand a place for their game to be praised. I mean, assuming the game is good. A video game's review heavily affects sales, so having multiple publications keeps buyers as informed as possible. Alright, we get why reviews and ratings exist. I mean, we have to be informed buyers. That makes perfect sense. But can we really put our faith into somebody else's opinion? I mean, look at Metroid Other M. A game unanimously given reviews close to 8 out of 10, and yet many Metroid fans look at it as a horrible follow-up to the Metroid Prime series. Reviews are subjective, and for gaming masses, we all know that. That's old news, but yet there's still this need to watch or read video game reviews. I feel like it could be stemming from a fear of buyer's remorse, which is a normal feeling on big purchases. You don't want to be the one who buys the newest game to find out that it's not even worth the money to you. The angry video game nerd has always mentioned how it would suck to rent a game for a weekend and then it's not even worth the rental. Angry video game nerd? Well, he's not a mainstream publication, he's a person. What is this madness? Well, in the current internet-fueled age we live in, there is a news source of video game critique. Introducing the next generation of video game analysts. Everyone! Even you, sitting there in your bedroom, browsing Reddit, can voice your opinions on the latest or even just classic video games. And hey, if you got a video camera, you can do full-on video reviews too, just like a big website such as IGN. It's hard to believe that we live in a world where there's literally a culture of video game reviewers just out there on the internet. Some do it to be aspiring journalists, others do it to voice their opinions. Some just do it to get laughs at the expense of a poorly designed game. But those people are a bit different than what I'm trying to get at. The journalistic and opinionated minds of the gaming world have put themselves out there to create content that expresses what they feel about the games we play today. From Balrog and the Completionist to Otark and Satchbag, people want to put their opinion out there. The viewers love it for the down-to-earth mantra of the creators, and that's just amazing. Many of them don't even use basic 1 to 10 rating scales, which, by the way, is a waste of time, as even reading a number can be subjective. Gerard Khalil the Completionist rates games in a style of, how much is it worth playing? Maybe it's just worth beating the game, but sometimes a game can be so good that you'll want to do everything there is to do in it. Balrog the Master has this rating scale with a check system. Good graphics? Check. Good story? Check. Seems like pretty interesting ideas. But sadly, there's a big noticeable flaw even with that. If you've ever watched Balrog or the Completionists or any of these people's videos, you know that they make exceptions to their own rules. The common wording is usually something along the lines of, well, if you're into the series, or if you like games like this, it gets a better rating, but if you haven't, it gets a lower rating. This is a level of subjectivity to an already subjective premise. When Gerard makes ratings such as "Phantom beat it," he turns his 5-point scale into a 10-point scale. And I get it, it's not easy keeping a rating system so loose since video games are always left up to taste anyway. Let's look at it this way. We know that Metroid Prime doesn't have multiplayer. It is clearly lacking a feature that so many FPS games have. It's just the way it is. Should it get a lower rating? If you really want multiplayer, you're not going to get it with Metroid Prime. I'm sorry, Metroid Prime. Your beautiful silent storytelling is just so good, but no multiplayer means you just think you're just going to get a bad rating. No, that's a crazy way to think. Games shouldn't be broken down into numbers. They should be looked at as an art form. No different than how Picasso decided to start drawing something abstract. Games don't have to be held down to some constraints, such as having X or not having Y. You could take out the most quintessential features from a game, and so long as the game is designed around it, it can be completely justified. A good example of this is Super Smash Bros. Most fighting games have some sort of health bar, but this game doesn't. How can you? The game is designed around a percent system instead, making the game completely unique. Now I could go on and on about video games for a long time, but who am I? Who am I to ramble about video games? Well, welcome to my channel. Welcome to BlazikenMan. Unlike most review channels, I'm not going to be looking at specific games and series all the time. This channel is about the deeper thoughts in gaming. Why do we like the games that we do? What sets apart good games from the bad? And what exactly makes a game classic or nostalgic? I myself like to go on and on about video games, and anyone who knows me knows that I can actually get pretty heated over it. So I figured it'd make a good premise for a show. Sure, I may do some specific games or series on this channel, but it won't be in a review sort of sense. It'll be more of an in-depth look about how the game carved itself into the game that it is. There's a reason the game exists. There was something that the creators were trying to achieve, and overall I want to say why I feel it stands out. Period. Good or bad. Now I don't want to give away what future videos are going to be about, but I promise that I'm going to do my best to come up with interesting topics for you all. I hope you guys tune in, listen to my opinions, and hopefully you can even give me your opinions in the comments below. I'll leave a link somewhere on the screen here giving a link to the official first episode of this channel, because this is kind of an episode 0 sort of introduction sort of thing. So sorry if this video ends kind of abruptly, but this video is just more or less a precursor to what this show is really going to be about. So thank you all so much for watching, and oh, I also do Let's Plays on my other channel, which will be in the opposite side, whatever. So check that out, and I will see you guys later. Sure hope they click something by now, dude, because I mean, I don't know, I can't install it any longer, dude. I